B-. Happy Thursday, everyone. So Attorney General Pam Bondi has sued New York leaders, including Governor Hochul, for prioritizing illegal immigration. Hochul claims these migrants are necessary for the state. After all, we need them to mow the lawns, trim the hedges, and weed whack her eyebrows. Bondi also removed a large framed photo of Joe Biden from the DOJ. It's the most Biden has moved in the last 4 years. Yes. A top Democrat fundraiser says Hunter Biden, who has no security clearance, was sitting in on high-level meetings. Off-the-record sources have confirmed Hunter's presence at the meetings by accurately describing his penis. I could have said scrotum. RFK Jr. was confirmed as Health and Human Services. Yeah. He was confirmed as Health and Human Services Secretary in a 52-48 vote, despite a protest by a group of local activists. A White House official says Canada becoming a 51st state is still on the table. One sticking point, however, neither country wants Drake. Oh. An Illinois Democratic lawmaker says manufacturing is a field with fewer women because the word manufacturing includes man, and it makes it sound like a guy. Great, now explain to me why so many women menstruate. A U.S. judge has cleared the way for thousands of federal workers to take Trump's buyout offer, which will require them to come into the office to do it, which means they'll have to finally buy pants because they're at home. Speaking of, Jeffrey Toobin has joined the New York Times opinion section. Now, you remember him as the CNN anchor who was caught masturbating on a Zoom call, which explains the welcome gift he received from his coworkers. And that's not for lubrication, Jeffrey. So it's clear that right now the Democrats need some help, a little guidance. Yep, the Dems could learn a thing from the late night king. First, the old concept, hold your applause. For the bedroom. First, the old concept of how to defeat Trump is dead. It's not Trump you need to defeat, it's yourselves. Before you complain about the neighbor's yard, you need to clean up yours first without asking illegals to do it for you. Your world has changed forever. And sorry, freaks, making our ears bleed won't help.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against George. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon scab within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on?
Love it.
Which side are you on?
Which side am I on? I'm on the side that's now deaf. Sounded like someone threw a bag of cats into a wood chipper.
Oh.
Migrants just saw this and ran back to Venezuela. But it's ironic, the party that is so pro-transitioning can't seem to transition themselves. Right now, the Dems are behaving like bratty kids who've had their toy taken away, and that toy is power. They lost the government, the media, the American people, although they still got The View. But how will they feed the cast without billions from USAID? So the reaction seems to be, why not lose our minds too? Tuesday, the New York Times ran an article that was such a piece of I had to put some Vicks Vapor Rub under my nose while reading it. Victor's. What's wrong with me? It says, quote, "An Oval Office must says without proof that bureaucracy is rife with fraud." But as Michael Schellenberger pointed out, even the Biden administration had listed the billions that America loses to fraud. Any real journalist could have found this out if they had stopped huffing their own ass gas. But with the daily revelations from Doge, the Times editors had no choice but to backtrack and change the headline. And now their problem seems to be that Musk's claims are too broad. Perhaps they were hoping no one would notice their mistake, like that time I once dropped my friend's baby when I was at the Grand Canyon. The cracks were also showing over at CNN, where guest Chris Sununu tried to educate the albino Ron Burgundy on this very topic.
Some of the details that have come out, like the $59 million spent on luxury hotels, it's actually not.
Talking about the FEMA money that was abused for migrants. FEMA money for migrants. That's okay now.
No, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay. Don't put words in my mouth.
So would you stop that? Would you stop that process?
Don't be a.
What did he say? Get out.
Such language. Thank goodness no one under 85 was watching. But it's clear for libs, the world has gone off the rails. I mean, since when has Anderson Cooper come out against But I mean, he hangs around Andy Cohen. I'm just saying, they're jerks. But the left has yet to realize there's no going back. They can't fix this because we're all so much wiser now. We've seen the ugliness firsthand. We can't go back to a government that wastes all our money on. We can't return to a legacy media that manipulated truth and pushed lies to harm Trump supporters, our country, our justice system, and our kids. A government where FEMA tells their staff to avoid Trump supporters' homes after a hurricane because the legacy news falsely painted Trump supporters as violent white supremacists. When are those jerk-offs going to do the perp walk? So we're not doing that again. Hell, I'll French kiss Whoopi Goldberg after she eats an entire red onion before I go back. Yes. And it's no longer a left versus right thing. It's before and after. And the past is like a dead lover. The best you can do is visit the gravesite and mourn, which is easy for me because it's under my hot tub. But ultimately, you got to move on. Eventually, you have to see the world for what it is and not what the voices in your head tell you it is. Because one of the great things about Doge exposing everything is that we're learning that it's possible to change. And if in the future the same old government malfeasance returns, we can remember how Trump saved the economy in 2025. They cut $1 trillion in a year. It's doable. Trump and Doge has removed our blinders. There's no more innocence to fall back on. It's like my 15-year-old self after discovering his first Playboy. Who knew there was such great writing? The Biden White House deluded people into thinking that this is what life was going to be forever. Trans, Soros, racial conflict, open borders, Jimmy Kimmel. And you better not fight back or they'll put you in jail. And now all of this stuff is being undone faster than Kim Kardashian's bra at an NBA minicamp. And with Doge opening the books, you can't close them. So that's my tough love message for today's Democrats. Stop behaving like you can undo the undoing. Sure, the truth hurts, but after what you did to us, we'll call it even. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's no longer confined to just the sideline. Host of the Michelle Tavoya podcast, Michelle Tavoya. His name is short for not rich, comedian Rich Voss. Frankly, it would have been quicker to adopt a baby. New York Times bestselling author, Fox News contributor, Cat Tip. And he took 2 buses to work today, 1 under each arm. New York Times bestselling author, Michelle, this is the first time I think I've seen this where a party is facing an existential question about their actual identity, and they haven't come to grips with it yet. What say you?
I say you're right.
Why, thank you. Let's move on.
Yeah, next. It's crazy, and again, it's also the media can't move on. They are still so glued to the narrative that they've always been glued to. The New York Times. Look, I was a sports journalist, but any and all journalism should be curious, objective, and honest. And it's been years since the New York Times was that. And that headline that you showed just proves that. I did a little research.
The New York Times digital subscriptions, they claim they're going up. But for their news-only digital subscription, down for 9 straight quarters. I think people only use them for Wordle now. I really do.
You know whose digital subscription's going up? Jeffrey Toobin.
Well, his subscription is going
talking
up.
these digits, if you know what I mean. A masturbation joke.
Oh, gosh,
people.
okay.
Oh.
You're taking me completely out of my thinking. Okay, so as Schellenberger pointed out,
Yeah.
we know what the numbers are. The Government Accountability Office tells us we're losing billions of, the federal government's losing billions of dollars every year. But if Elon says it, it's got to be sketchy. And I would like to point out also how these journalists now are introducing Elon. It's no longer Tesla founder Elon Musk. It's no longer founder of SpaceX Elon Musk. It's no longer owner of Twitter Elon Musk. It's unelected billionaire Elon Musk standing with his billionaire bro Trump, and they're not to be trusted. So they're turning this conveniently into a class warfare thing,
Of course.
as well. So I would just say to the New York Times, you know, after 2016 when Trump got elected, you said you were going to reassess and you were going to go find out what's going on in all of America. You've whiffed then, and you're whiffing now.
Whiffing all over the place, Rich. Rich. I feel like it's been about 3 weeks in the Trump world. Are you just having the time of your life? You look healthier, you look younger. I think you even bathed.
Well, first of all, you're not an MRI. But, okay, I might look good on the outside, but I'm melting on the inside, okay? It's just, I'm having the time of my life. Like, I've never seen one side just let it go. It's like a knight that had his arms and legs cut off and just sitting there going, just a mere flesh wound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let it go. The right is living rent-free in the left's head. It's over. Move on. You know what I'm saying? I say, you know, my wife said that to me. It's over. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? So I went back to my bedroom.
Yes. Yes. So,
Cat, don't laugh too hard.
Yeah, I know. We might see something fly across the room.
I can only hope. I mean,
Yeah, it's getting there. What is this, day 5 past due date?
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay.
Don't
How do you
worry,
think
I
I
have
feel?
my towel.
Yeah.
I have my towel. I'm ready.
Yeah.
How do you think I
Wow.
You know, all those years of playing football, behind the
Or
center.
Making random kids across the country. I'm ready.
If she
I'm
has
my
her
first
baby,
rodeo.
do I hit bonus?
Cat, all right.
feel? Yes.
What did you make of the song? The song was pretty great, huh? We haven't talked about the song yet.
Oh, it was rough.
That's from the 1930s. They're really progressive.
It was rough. Look, it's what I think it'd be one thing to maybe criticize Elon Musk or criticize Doge, but to only do that and criticize the way in which maybe Elon talks about the fraud or uncovers the fraud and the waste, and not the waste and fraud itself, reminds me of the guy where if you confront him about you're cheating on me, here's the evidence, and he goes, you went through my phone. How am I supposed to be with you if you can't trust me?
That is so true.
Like, and your reaction to it becomes the conversation.
Right.
It's like, can we not talk about what was found?
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently not. It's the exact same thing, because you think if you have some issues with the way it was, but there's no mention from some of these people about what was found, which should bother you.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy. I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Iris, what say you about these crazy Democrats?
Well, let's take Democrat out.
Okay.
And to acknowledge what Kat so graciously put forward before. I will not say to her point.
It makes me feel like I'm not outnumbered.
Yes. And I don't want to be on there. So it's not cheating. It's the murderer who's on death row They have the DNA. There was a video of the killing, and he's still in front of the camera going, that wasn't me. You know, and with Elon, next month it'll be, you know he's a whore, right?
Yeah.
See all the children he's had out of wedlock. Look at the way he dressed. You can't, they're doing the old 1950, like shake him down because he has the evidence. The reason why everyone's so frustrated on the left, the Anderson Coopers and all these, because they have financially benefited this entire 4 years. They get, oh, you're our guy. You get to host New Year's. Here's a couple million. Here's this. Your speaking engagements are suddenly worth millions. All of that's going to go away. So that's why they're fighting. It's always the people involved in the fraud that fight till the very end.
Yes.
And you can see them because they get frustrated. He just called a dude a on TV because he was losing the argument. And to Greg's point, usually that'd have been a compliment.